For the first time in years, people in America lined up outside a Samsung store before it even opened, and it wasn't for an iPhone. It was for the $2,900 Galaxy Z TriFold, and that might be the most surprising tech story of the year. Before we jump in, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit that like button. It really helps me keep bringing you more tech breakdowns like this one. In the US, launch day lines are practically owned by Apple. When a new iPhone drops, people show up early, coffee in hand, ready to upgrade. Meanwhile, Samsung launches have usually been normal. Online pre-orders, maybe some in-store traffic, but nothing that feels like a cultural moment. That's what makes this different. According to Wave 7 Research's January 2026 smartphone report, 15 customers lined up outside the Samsung Experience store at Los Cerritos Mall in California before opening to buy the Galaxy Z TriFold. 15 might not sound massive, but in the context of Samsung launches in America, that's significant. It signals something we haven't really seen before: visible hype for an Android device on US soil. Now let's put this in perspective. Apple currently holds about 69% of the US smartphone market as of Q4 2025, according to Counterpoint. That's dominance. That's ecosystem lock-in. That's blue bubbles winning family group chats. Breaking that grip isn't easy. The Galaxy S series hasn't done it. Even Samsung's foldables, impressive as they've been, haven't created a cultural shift. But the TriFold might be playing a different game. The Galaxy Z TriFold is expensive, $2,900. There's no trade-in option. Durability concerns have already been raised, and supply is limited. Yet, when it restocked on February 20, it sold out within 10 minutes. That wasn't a slow burn, that was instant demand. Of course, we need to be realistic. This doesn't automatically mean mass adoption is coming. Samsung is producing limited quantities, and a new product category naturally attracts early adopters. Jeff Moore, principal of Wave 7 Research, described the demand as strong among tech enthusiasts and Samsung loyalists, but expects it to remain niche, at least for now. And that makes sense. A TriFold device isn't designed for everyone. It's for people who want the bleeding edge. People who see a phone not just as a communication tool, but as a productivity device, a tablet replacement, maybe even a laptop alternative in certain situations. Enterprise users, power users, tech collectors, that's the current audience. But here's why this matters more than just a niche experiment. For 7 years, Samsung has been refining foldables. From the early fragile models to today's more polished devices, it's been a long road. Yet none of them got Americans lining up outside stores. The TriFold did. That's not about specs, that's about perception. The TriFold feels futuristic in a way that slab phones, whether Android or iPhone, simply don't anymore. Smartphones have plateaued in excitement. Cameras get better, chips get faster, but visually and functionally they're similar year after year. A TriFold design breaks that pattern. It changes how you hold the device, how you multitask, how you consume content. And in a market where Apple has built an almost unshakable ecosystem advantage, the only real way to disrupt is with something radically different. Not slightly better, not marginally faster, different. Will the Galaxy Z TriFold single-handedly cure America's iPhone habit? Probably not overnight. A $2,900 price tag guarantees that. But it doesn't need to replace the iPhone to be important. It just needs to plant doubt, to make some iPhone users pause and think, wait, that looks interesting. If Samsung scales production and refines durability, the next version could be more affordable, more reliable, and more mainstream. And if that happens, we might look back at those 15 people outside a California mall as the early signal of something bigger. Right now, the TriFold is a niche luxury gadget, but culturally, it might be Samsung's boldest move in years. Not because it's sold out, not because it's expensive, but because for the first time in a long time, Americans lined up for something that wasn't an iPhone. And in a 69% market, even a small crack in the wall is worth paying attention to. What's your thoughts on this? Let me know in the comments section. See you in the next video. Take care.